Let's talk blanket stitches. Now, there is a couple on this machine, but not the ones that I'm usually expecting to see on the Husqvarna Viking. So I'm going to show you how to get the stitch that we're looking for. So for example, this stitch is great, except there's 2 stitches and then one little jump to the side and 2. So honestly, I'm going to say this, I think Viking left the stitches off accidentally, and you can go to Husqvarna Viking's website, click on support and updates. Now normally they'd be under the Topaz 50, but they're not right this second, and go over to the Sapphire 960Q. You're going to notice that there will be 2 free stitches that you can get, and you can go ahead and download those to your USB stick. So that's what I did. I went ahead and put the designs on the USB stick, and I'm going to show you how we move them to the machine. With the USB stick inserted into the machine, go ahead and go to the Topaz here and click on the folder. That is where we're going to be able to access the USB stick. Click on My Files and click on USB Device. And the folder that it's saved under is Stitch Out, I think is what it's called, or Stitch Download. Touch and hold that. You're going to see the 2 stitches. One of them is the blanket stitch. Now, how would you save these to your machine? You can actually just use them right now if you just touch them, and they'll come over, touch and hold. They'll come over and you can use them, but you're not going to always have your USB stick plugged into your machine. So what I would recommend is that you save them into My Stitches. So touch the folder with the arrow pointing into it, and touch the empty spot, and the stitch you want will be shown there. Let's do it for the other stitch just to do it again. Touch the Topaz, touch the folder, touch the decorative stitch, touch and hold it, and then touch the folder with the arrow pointing into it, and then touch the next available spot. Now those 2 stitches, once I unplug the USB stick from the side of the machine, to find that blanket stitch, you're going to go to your stitch menu, and that's your U menu. We did a video on how to save designs into My Stitches, but there they are. So now we can do the blanket stitch. This is the one that I like because it's 1 stitch forward and then 1 stitch as a bite. 1 stitch down, 1 stitch bite. And then we can go in and actually increase that or decrease it, make it any width or length that you want based on the proportion of your applique. I like to use the clear foot, or even better yet, the clear open toe foot, and that really is a nice way to be able to see where you're going when you're doing a blanket stitch around an applique. I've just go ahead and cut out a little heart here. We'll start with a few of the little locking stitches. That's wonderful with Fix. And then you're just running the straight stitching line, even with the raw edge of your applique. This should be fused on. Have the needle stopping in the down position, and then you can nicely pivot without a lot of work. Now don't pivot when the needle's in the middle of the bite. Pivot while it's on the outside here too. And remember, you can mirror image this stitch. That way if you were going around a different direction, you don't have to have all the fabric kind of bunched up here in the middle. You can just turn the stitch and move the fabric to where it wants to go. Okay, this will give you an idea. Again, remember your Fix button. If you touch Fix, that's a locking stitch on demand, and then you can use your selective thread cutter to have that pull the threads to the back side and cut it off. And that is the perfect blanket stitch. I love that stitch. That's why I want you to go ahead and get it downloaded and saved to My Stitches.